Welcome to the Story Learning Podcast, regular doses of language learning tips and motivation to help you become fluent in any language. With me, Olly Richards. For language programs, books, free resources, and much more, visit StoryLearning.com. Hey guys, welcome to episode 100. I'm so happy to finally have made it to episode 100. I did sometimes think I was never going to get there, but I did. I cracked on, and am I pleased that I did? Because one of the things that I asked you, you might have noticed for this episode, was to send me in a little note saying something that you've learned from the podcast or from the blog or from anything that I do here on I Will Teach You a Language. And, you know, it's been really, really humbling for me actually to listen to all of you guys and the things that you've said, because there were a lot of things that I've actually kind of forgotten that I said or something that I've mentioned in passing, but it's really struck a chord with someone out there and really resonated with them and really made a really big impact on their learning. So it really has been amazing for me to hear these things, to know that that there are people all around the world. And you know, in this episode, you're going to hear from people in Brazil, in Singapore, in Germany. There are people all over the world who are trying and striving to make a better life for themselves with languages. So, you know, I'm so grateful for you for listening. I'm so proud of you for all the hard work that you're putting in. And a couple of notes here on this episode. First of all, the sound quality is not always great because people are recording from all different places around the world. And in fact, in this room where I am now, people are actually playing ping pong next door, so you're going to get a bit of background noise. So the sound quality is not as good as it could be, but you know, we are here to listen to the messages instead, aren't we? And I also wanted to say that I've left my favorite till the very, very end. All right, so there are so many great messages here, but there was one that I think, above all, is extremely important that everyone needs to listen to and to hear, and that's the very last one. So that's a little bonus to you to encourage you to listen all the way through till the very end. I also want to set a little challenge for you. There's a couple of these that are in different languages, or have parts in different languages, and I want you to, if you do hear one in a language that you don't speak, I want you to listen closely, because you might figure out that you can actually understand more than you think you can. So a little challenge there for those those bits which are in a language that maybe you don't speak, and also to show how actually a lot of the languages that we speak have so much in common. So pay attention to that. So without any further ado, let's dive into you.
Hi, Olly. This is Anka from Romania. And the one thing that has really stuck with me from the blog and the podcast is that having a plan when you're sitting down to study is at least as important, if not more important, than actually making time to study. Okay, so happy 100 episodes. Looking forward to the many more to come.
Hello, Olly. My name is Dilara and I'm from Turkey. I'm a translator, so languages are a big part of my life. And that's why I do a lot of research and stuff on languages. That's how I found your website. And then, because I enjoy listening more, I started listening to your podcasts and I enjoy them a lot. And the biggest thing that I've learned, I think, is that now I know how to organize my learning process. And because I used to do it randomly, I used to just listen to whatever I could find and, you know, try to speak and write. But now I think I'm much more efficient, and I know what I'm doing more now, I think. And that's mostly thanks to you. So thank you very much for all you're doing, and congratulations on the 100th episode.
This is Zena from Los Angeles, California, and the best thing I've learned is that it is better to speak and make a mistake in a foreign language than to have never spoken at all.
This is Scott from America learning Mandarin. The best piece of advice I have heard is to make sure to study every day, ideally 30 minutes every day.
Hello, Olly. It's me, Daniel, from Switzerland. Thank you very much for all your episodes. One thing I have learned from you is actually that I should keep going with my speaking practice. And I've started out my own podcast in English, and this was partly thanks to you. Bye.
Hi, I'm SJ from Singapore. I really love I Will Teach You a Language podcast. I've learned loads of useful tips for language learning. If there's one advice I wish someone could have gave me years ago, I think it's that don't just write down sentences, phrases, words in your notebook and never look at them again. They are not yours until you really put in the hard work to learn them and try to use them. And thanks, Ollie, for making such an amazing podcast, and congratulations for this 100 episodes.
Hi, Ollie. This is Gary Alanach here from Scotland. I really enjoyed your podcasts. I often listen to them waiting for the bus with the Forth Bridge in the background, and you've made many a cold morning seem a bit more bearable with your language learning tips. So, congratulations on reaching 100 episodes. You've given some great advice over the 100 podcasts. I think something that's I've noted over the episodes, a bit of a catchphrase of yours is "do what's right for you," and I think that's really good advice. I think everyone is different. Everyone has different aims. All languages are different and need slightly different approaches. So I think you're very open-minded in your approach, and that's really key. There's a lot of people out there who seem to think they have a magic formula, and I think you value all the opinions, and I wish you all the best for your future podcasts, and look forward to hearing many more. Thanks, Ollie.
My name is Isabel. I'm from Norway, and the I Will Teach You a Language podcast helped me be more aware of the language learning resources that was available to me locally. For example, it helped me join a Korean-speaking group in London. So thank you, Ollie.
Hello, Ollie. My name is Jefferson. I'm from Brazil. And the one thing that most helped me on learning Russian was the concept of glimpses of mastery, which you exposed on the episode number 44. Bye-bye.
Hey, Ollie, this is Eli Kolyas from Savannah, Georgia. I'm a longtime listener. I've been with you from the very beginning. I enjoy the podcast very much. Congratulations on episode 100. It's been a long road. What I've taken away and learned from the podcast is the use of the Flashcards Deluxe, which I purchased on your advice, and I use it with complete phrases as opposed to single words. Best of luck moving forward, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie. This is Ida from Hong Kong. Personally, I find there is a lot to learn, really. And I like the fact that you are asking people to find out what's practical, working for them, instead of following the traditional approach, which may not be working for everyone. I also find your advice to repeat what you're doing and find a regular time to learn a language to be very helpful. And also, I'm very thrilled to find out that you are learning Cantonese seriously. So thank you for your great effort and hard work. It's been very encouraging and helpful. Okay, keep the great work. Thanks so much. Bye for now.
Hello, Ollie. Greetings in Sweden. Sorry for the wind. If there's a bit of that, we're quite coastal here. This is Israel, if you recognize me. It's good to finally be on the podcast. I've learned so much from you. Can't really choose. All about reading, listening, speaking. But if I have to pick one piece of advice, I'd say I got the idea from you to basically imitate someone or model my speech over someone that I know. I've been doing that with my English through binge watching certain BBC dramas. I hope you don't find out. And I've been also having some Swedish friends be my target of imitation. which might be quite awkward if they realized. But yeah, that's been of great help to, well, for one, improve my accent, as well as adopting some native-like mannerisms, or maybe developing my own style of speech. And thank you very much for the podcast. Congrats for reaching 100, and keep it on. See you around.
Hi Ollie, this is Miles in the UK, and probably the best tip that I've got from listening to the podcast is think about effectiveness before efficiency. And by that, it's looking to make sure that what you're doing is actually relevant to what your goal is. So you can have a fantastically well-curated deck of multimedia flashcards. You can have a huge collection of films in your target language. But if your goal is actually to have conversations for 5-10 minutes, then if you're not having any conversations, no matter how embarrassingly bad it is in your target language, you're not going to know how you're doing against your goal, and then you're not going to know what you need to be doing to progress towards that goal. So that's probably the best tip that I've got from the podcast. That's helped me with work and life in general. Thanks, Ollie.
Hi, Ollie. My name is Nicolas Papavero. I'm from Argentina. I'm from Buenos Aires, Argentina. And the best tip I got from your show was the importance of learning phrases or chunks instead of learning single words. Thank you, and keep doing this because it's great.
Hello, Ollie. Congratulations on a 100th podcast. I'm Tamio, and I'm currently living and working in Japan and trying to learn Japanese with some of your advice. It's quite hard to choose one advice from your podcast, but all I can say is that has helped me to be more open-minded because you debunk some of the myth of language learning. Long life to the podcast. Cheers!
Hi Ollie， 你好，恭喜你嘅 podcast 第100期。我個名係 Emma， 我係澳洲人，我而家學緊白話，即係話廣東話。我就想通過睇戲嚟學習廣東話啦。但係我覺得好似真係，除非我係睇 subtitle， 我完全唔知佢哋講緊乜嘢。但係睇嗰啲 English 嘅 subtitle 咧，完全 defeat the whole purpose of學習廣東話。所以我覺得你呢個建議咧係好，即係話係好正確嘅咯。多謝你，再一次恭喜你，係咁先，拜。
Hi Ollie, my name is Tianchen in Chinese. I'm learning English and also teaching my 3-year-old son English. I've just started listening to your podcast. I will teach you a language for 1 or 2 weeks. From what I've heard, I completely agree with one thing you've delivered in several episodes. The levels where we are matter when it comes to how we learn the language. I'll keep finding time to listen to your inspirational podcast and maybe bother you with my future questions. Thanks for your help. Hope your podcast will shine even brighter after the 100th episode. I'll be there.
Ciao Oli, sono Gustavo dal Messico. Mi piace tantissimo il tuo podcast, tante grazie per farlo. If I have to choose only one tip to learn a language, it will be to learn not only words, individual words, but phrases. It has really helped me with my Japanese learning, so I think that will be my choice.
Hi Ollie, this is Fernando from Brazil, and I'm now learning German. The top tip I learned from you was to do something as little and easy as you can every day, so that it's impossible not to do it. Cheers!
Hi Ollie, it's Kate from London. I just wanted to say that the one main thing that you've taught me from the podcast and the blog and everything is the attitude to have towards language learning, not to look at the things that you don't know or don't understand, but to look at things that you have understood and just be like, have that as your motivation. So thanks for the podcast. It's great. Keep up the great work. And look forward to the next 100 episodes.
Hello, Ollie. This is Marcus from episode 30. Congratulations on 100 episodes of the podcast. I would like to say that I've learned to discover something new in your target language every day.
This is Kate in Montreal, and I have to say, digital flashcards have totally changed my language learning life. Thanks, Olly. Merci beaucoup.
I'm Silke from Germany. Since I discovered your podcast 2 months ago, I have started to use flashcards. I revise my vocabulary on a daily basis, and now I'm creating my own flashcards, and my vocabulary is fast growing. Thank you.
Hello, Olly. This is Nikki from China, and now I'm studying in Germany, but my German is not so good. I got the cool starting thing on your blog and checked back all your podcasts, and also got some useful and cool information and advice. I think the course study is really cool, and now I'm doing my second month. I hope I can keep on going. Thank you very much for all your helpful advice. Last but the most important thing is congratulations on your 100th podcast. 오메데토 herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Hi, Olly. Mihai from Romania speaking. Since I've heard about you, I've learned that nothing is impossible, especially about learning foreign languages. Now I also know how to do it. Thanks a lot. I wish you all the best. Bye.
Hello, my name is Carla. Thank you, Olly, for your awesome podcast. I learned a lot from you and how to memorize the vocabulary. Keep up the good job.
Hola, Olly. It's Tree Palacios from California, USA. I had an epiphany while listening to episode 29, where you discussed the difficulty of learning your partner's native language. It freed me from tying my language learning into his ability and willingness to help me. What a novel idea to keep the language learning and relationship separate. Such a tremendous value. Thank you.
Hi, Olly. My name is Alice. I'm from Hong Kong. I've been listening to your podcast for a few months only, but it's so helpful. Your attitude for learning language is really motivating me to step forward every day. The most important things I've learned from your podcast is don't forget to have fun with the language. I always put myself under pressure unconsciously. That makes me sick. So I will listen to your podcast over and over again to remind me this point. That's really helped. And you do a good job. Congratulations. Please keep going to do this wonderful podcast. I'm really appreciate it. Cheers.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed those messages from everybody. I hope that there's been a few things in there that have resonated with you, that have helped remind you about what's important. And also, hopefully, you realize why I left Ellis's message right till the end. It's so important to remember this, that we have to enjoy the journey. We've got to have fun. We've got to remember why we are learning languages in the first place. It's not for some competition. It's not to learn more languages than the next person. It's for you. It's to enrich your life. It's to have fun. So please remember that going forward. Maybe you can treat yourself this week and do something really fun with the language. Watch a movie. Go out to a restaurant of the nationality of the language you're learning. Book a trip somewhere. Call a friend, do something cool, do something fun in the language, treat yourself to that because you deserve it. All right, now I'd like to thank you for all your support. It wouldn't have been possible. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys, for people out there listening, so thank you. There are 2 things I'd like you to do now. Number 1, head over to the show notes at iwillteachyoualanguage.com/episode 100, and I'd like you to leave a comment and tell me which of the messages on this show resonated with you the most. Which one of these turned on a light bulb or something in your head. And the second thing I'd like you to do is to take this episode, that URL there, iwillteachyoualanguage.com/episode 100, and share it with your friends. Share it on Facebook or on Twitter or with someone that you know who's learning a language. they will listen to this, they will listen to all these voices from around the world, and they will realize that they're not alone and that there are people out there going through the same thing as them, trying as hard as they are to improve their lives by learning a language. If you could share this with someone you know or on social media, I'd be very, very grateful. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for all your support, and I'll be back very soon for the next 100 episodes. Take care.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. And here at Story Learning, everything that I do is powered by stories, whether that's writing books, teaching lessons, crafting courses. My mission is to help everyone succeed at learning a new language through the power of story. And we now have comprehensive language courses in over 15 languages, from Spanish to French, Korean to Japanese, and across all levels from beginner to mastery. And you can take a 7-day free trial of any of these programs by visiting storylearning.com/courses. I've poured my heart and soul into creating these courses over the last 10 or so years, and we've helped tens of thousands of new students achieve their dreams of learning a new language, all through the power of story. So go ahead and take a free trial. There's no commitment. You can try out our method for free, see if this can also be the breakthrough for you that it's been for so many other people. storylearning.com/courses.